How's it going?
Good.
Guys, this is Pam. What are you working on?
A little sign, a little fun, relax. We're all crazy. There's not a competition here.
Okay, relax.
Perfect.
We're all crazy.
Yeah, relax, girl.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you want to know, Maddie?
What's your business name?
My business name is Little Red Porch, and I make hand-painted signs. Yeah.
Okay.
And this is the mess.
This is the mess.
It is.
And where are you located?
In Springville, Indiana.
Springville, Indiana. Okay. What is your job? You kind of just said it, but basically it's...
My job is hand-painted signs. We do everything from we get the lumber for our signs, for our framework, tear down buildings, do the millwork, and then all to designing the whole deal. We go the whole deal.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your work environment in here.
It's a messy. So I generally am here,
Okay.
but all the framework and all of that happens down this end. My painting all happens where I sit here.
Okay.
Do you
Here's
want to
where
go
it
down and
happens.
see?
Yeah, show us around.
So the panel saw is my favorite tool because it cuts these down really quickly and makes them perfectly square. I don't have to worry about that. This is not my favorite. We hardly ever use it. So there is there's the vacuum. These guys are all finished down here at the end, and we have an Etsy sale coming up. And so all of these will be framed this week and stained and sealed, and along with those, they'll be on Etsy this week.
What's your Etsy name?
Etsy is Little Red Porch.
Little Red Porch.
Yep.
Go check them out.
Yep.
Okay, tell us, since we're talking about Etsy, how much money do you make, would you say, in a year
Do
doing
I have
this?
to say?
Give us a rough number.
You can make a lot of money, girls and boys.
You can make a lot of money.
I'm paying for 3 children. Well, one's graduated, but 2, I paid for all 3 to go through college with my little sign business.
There it is. Okay, can you tell us about a typical day?
A typical day for me is really sitting right back there at that table painting.
Okay.
A typical week entails everything. So I usually try to work on 2 or 3 new designs every week. Whether those make it to the table right away is another deal, but I'm always trying to work new designs, fresh designs, maybe even reworking quotes or sayings that I love into something that maybe I love more now.
Okay. Would you work every day, do you say, a week?
I work every day, including Saturday and Sunday.
Okay.
Yes.
About how many hours per day?
Let's see. I usually get started about 8 a.m. What time is it now, Maddie?
Right now it is 8:35.
This is typical.
Long day.
Long days.
Do you take any breaks throughout your day?
I take a coffee break, but generally it's right at the table. Sometimes I just have errands to run, so I consider that a break. Not really, but it is a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone with you? Are you part of a team?
So we are kind of a team because I have a niece that paints the backgrounds. I have Chelsea that does the framing. I have some girls that do the tracing for me so that I stay straight. So, and then Kenny does my lumber. So we're a team.
Takes not
Takes
just
us all.
you,
But
right?
I did start out doing it all.
Right.
It was originally
you.
just me. Yes.
Yeah. How did you choose this career?
I didn't choose this career. It started as an accident. So we made some signs, somebody saw them, wanted more, and it just kind of organically has become this.
Okay. Can we take a look at some of these in the
Yeah,
back?
let's take a look. What do you want to see?
I want to see it all. Here's all of her signs.
Those have not been sanded or anything. So another thing we do with these little posters, I love to share things that I love, and so these little posters are things I love. We just happen to frame them up for you guys. This is probably one of our most popular things over here. This one hasn't been framed up. But it's these big hearts.
Big hearts.
Yeah.
Hold it up so they can see how big it is.
It's big.
It's big.
It's big.
Yeah.
And then we have medium hearts and we have little bitty hearts. So and we just started doing like
This one's new.
Yeah, this is fun. Did you see it, Maddie?
It's cute.
It's really fun.
So
Yeah.
fun.
This would be a great example of inspiration versus copying for me.
Ooh, and we're going to talk about that in
Okay.
just a minute. What do you enjoy most about this?
About my sign business?
Yeah.
Well, we do travel a lot. That's fun. We get to meet our customers in person. But I would say just the newness. Like if I get bored with something, I can always make something new. I like that aspect.
What do you dislike most about it?
Shipping.
Shipping. What kind of technology do you use for this job?
I use a design program to do my layout of my quotes, and that is really the only technology other than a saw
Yeah.
that we're using.
Everything else is handmade,
Everything's
right?
hand done.
What kind of training do you have for this?
I have none, but it's a lot of like even just looking back, Maddie, at like 7 years, because 7 years was when I started, and the signs that I did 7 years ago.
Totally
So
different.
I just feel like a lot of it's just natural progression, learning as you go, figuring out what works best for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is creativity and innovation valuable to you?
Creativity and innovation. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's just the main thing about like I can't make a new sign if I'm not creating
Right.
new things. So, and my goal is always to put things out there maybe that nobody's ever seen. So I'm not looking at anybody else's thing. I'm trying to create something new that I love.
Right.
Yep.
Since there is so much creative content available online, how do you draw the line between being inspired by those things and plagiarizing those things?
Well, I make it a rule because I'm a sign maker. I don't follow any sign makers. So that is just so that I never have that moment of like, did I see that from somebody else? Is that why I'm doing it? I never do that. But I am inspired by color palettes, or maybe I love home design, so even just new color palettes that are showing up in people's houses. Since it's home decor, that's a great reference point for me a lot of times.
Yeah. Have you ever experienced someone copying your work?
Yes.
You did. How did that affect you and your work?
I don't love it, Maddie. It's a little irritating because I really do strive to make something new, and it's disappointing to me because I feel like if somebody's out there as a sign maker, they should be bringing their stuff as opposed to trying to recreate mine.
Right. So what are your sources of inspiration?
My sources of inspiration?
I read once on one of your posts that you're inspired by books that you read.
I am inspired by books or quotes or music. So I am a words person, so certain words hit me. And so when I hear a quote or read a book, there's a certain visual that happens internally for me that maybe I can't put it to paper or to board perfectly, but there's like I feel a little bit in colors. So like if something makes me feel a certain way, there's this certain color that I use for that feeling.
Yeah, you can see that in our work. Okay, last question. What
Yes.
advice would you give to students or teens who might be interested in entering the art field?
Do it. Do it your way. Don't confine yourself to the way someone's done it before. So maybe as an art teacher, Maddie, you're telling them this is the way to do it, but always kind of push your own boundaries as far as like your way to do it. Even as far as paints, there's always like preference of paints or preferences of medium, but play around with what works best for you, because I don't use what people recommend to use, but it works best for me. Like it's easy for me to use that as opposed to trying to force myself into something else somebody's using.
Great, so be you.
Be you.
Okay, thanks Pam.
All right.